Hello there. Come in, have a seat. Did you find us online? Wonderful, wonderful. Yes, please have a seat. Grab a drink. If you want a cup of coffee, I can make you a cup of coffee. Anything that you'd like. Okay, so you just want to get on with it. Okay. Well, welcome in. This is the front desk for the commune. I'm assuming you're here because you want to sign up. Perfect. Okay, so you want to sign up for our commune. Our commune is very, very exclusive, so we are going to have to go through a lot of these things. But I do think I got your application, right? Did you find us on Facebook Marketplace? Yes, absolutely. Okay, perfect. I didn't think you would come in this soon, actually. You seem very interested. Very good. Okay, well, since I know that you're very interested, I'll just go ahead and give you the whole spiel if you're okay with that. Okay, perfect. Okay, well, we'll go over some of the basics. Just get some of your information. I think that that's pretty important. I know you gave some of your information, but we did have that go through an AI and it didn't really do very well, so we're just going to grab it again. And then, of course, we're going to talk about why you want to join us, right? There are many communes out there, many ethical, many not ethical. This is an incredibly ethical commune. It's, I would say, probably the most ethical commune you could ever be a part of. We're not trying to scam any of the members. The members can leave at any time that they want, provided they give multi-year notices, and really we pride ourselves in providing a very, very good and safe place for a lot of people and their pain. So we'll go over that. We'll go over some daily activities. What are some daily activities that we have here? We'll also go over our origin story. The leader of the commune is an incredibly lovely man. He's done so much for the community, he's done so much. And then, of course, we're going to go talk about your contribution. So, like, what is it that you'll be giving up to be a part of this commune? And then just some benefits, right? What are the benefits of actually being in here aside from, like, the daily activities and stuff like that, okay? Okay, perfect. So let's start with the basics here. Can I get your full name? Yes, like I said, I know you wrote it down online, but we mismanage that stuff all the time. So I'm just getting it down here so that we have it. Okay. And could I get your age? We're looking for someone who's not too young, but also not too old, someone who's physically fit, so that they're able to, provide some labor in case we need it. We're also looking for someone that's not too old because we don't really want to take care of people here at this commune. Okay. Okay. All right. Pretty good. Okay, and can I get your occupation? There are certain occupations that we like better than others. If you're a laborer of some kind, you work with your hands. That's very, very helpful because our commune can exploit. Actually, our commune could use a lot of those kinds of skills, especially because there's going to be very little pay, right? Whereas I feel like if you are sort of like if you work at a desk, you work with a computer, that sort of thing, we don't really want, it's a little bit harder for you to enter the commune. It's not impossible. So if you still want to enter, that's totally fine. But it's not as particularly helpful for us. And then could I get your genetic history? Yes. So we're not allowed to ask for because it's not technically like a job, so we're not asking for your race or anything like that, but the leader of our commune is a little bit of a racist, so he does like to do a final check to ensure that he doesn't get anyone that he doesn't like. I don't agree with it, but you know what can I do? I simply work for him and benefit from all of his wrongdoings. But so, okay, and then that is your perfect. So far, so good. So let's talk about why us. You might be thinking, maybe I don't want to be part of this commune. I'm hearing a few things that I might not like, but we are all green. We do not contribute to the environment in any bad way. We are completely neutral. Of course, all of our stuff is delivered from Amazon, and we do have all of that packaging and plastic that we have to toss out. But once we get everything to the commune, it's completely green. Okay? So that's number one. We're also incredibly friendly to the right people, but generally we're incredibly friendly. You'll have no problem making any friends. It's really a community that you can really be a part of. And if I'm being honest, it's some of the most interesting people that I've ever met in my life have been a part of this commune, and I don't say that lightly. And of course, we do a lot of philanthropy as a commune. We don't just think about ourselves. We think about, the poor people and the poor beings that are out there. And I say beings because, a lot of our philanthropy is guided by our leader, where we will touch upon. But he's very invested in philanthropy to guide policies to ensure, acceptance of AI, right? Yeah, because he wants to ensure it's not corrupt in any way to try and inform policies like that. It's honestly, he does have some investments in AI and stuff like that. But, the money has to come from somewhere. But I'll be honest, I think that he's really banking on those data centers. So, he's doing a lot of philanthropy to try and make sure those end up happening. Okay, so those are, why you would choose us. So let's talk about some daily activities, okay? Okay. So, in terms of daily activities, of course, we have our daily orgy that happens. It happens between the hours of noon to 4 p.m. It's a very, rotating door style, right? So you can come whenever and leave whenever. There's always a hole available for you. There's also always, something for your hole to consume, right? So it's honestly very good for people that are looking to release a little bit of stress, a little bit of a few issues potentially. Now, of course, everybody has to provide sort of written consent in some capacity before being a part of these orgies. I think it's incredibly important to do that. However, these orgies, we do hook at the very least. We have some, what are they called? Like either braces or, not braces at the teeth, but like either bracelets or some form of technology that we hook onto you to consume and sort of sap a little bit of the energy that's being produced during these acts of orgies. And what ends up happening is that's partially how we're able to be so green, is that the orgies end up fueling a lot of the electricity. I'll be honest. The orgies do provide more energy than our commune needs, so some of that energy does go towards, the data centers that are being built, and I think that is a really worthwhile cause. I mean, think of the AI, think of the data centers. If we don't think about them, then who's gonna think about them? So that's really, it's really important. So like, not only are you releasing stress, not only are you, doing things that you might love, but instead you're also providing for the environment. You're providing necessary fuel to the environment and to the billionaires, which that's also important. And of course, we do have our radiation chambers. So we do believe in healthcare here, but we don't trust the medical community at all. So yes, a lot of us are anti-vaxxers here. Who would trust incredibly reliable research, right? Instead, we go with just pure unfettered radiation, just to ensure that like everything's okay within us, right? We want radiation to cleanse us and ensure that we are absolutely clean. So that's really important for us. And of course, before you enter, we're going to get you through a radiation chamber, so that you don't contaminate us in any capacity. So it's actually really important. Okay, and now of course we do have some LAN parties. I don't know if you know what a LAN party is, but it's a sort of like a gaming thing. You connect computers together, and sort of like have some like video game nights and stuff. It's really really it's really good, and some of the energy used in the orgy does fuel and power the LAN parties. Um, and sometimes the orgies turn into the LAN parties, and sometimes the LAN parties turn into orgies. It can be a bit hit or miss, really. But a part of it is that the LAN parties are also used to. There's a lot of cameras around, just FYI. There's a lot of cameras around during the LAN parties, and it's because it's observing our human behavior so that the AI can then take it and try and mimic our behavior. That is a bit more realistic and honestly a bit scary, but there's nothing really to fear because we're being kept in this little community so that we can be free. Okay. And of course, we do have our kitten petting room. We have a lot of kittens, a rotating door of kittens that you can come in, pet some. Of course, the kittens, we tend to bring kittens that are either, less fortunate, the kittens that people don't really want to adopt. And what we end up doing is we do end up getting them euthanized after after they grow up a bit too much because our founder, the leader, he really doesn't like. He wants things to be perfect, right? So if it's a kitten petting room, and that's what he insisted on, then he would rather the adults, the kittens that turning into adults, be moved elsewhere in not just society but in afterlife. Yes, I know it's very sad, but there are some things that you can fight, and there's some things that you can't. And stopping the death of animals is honestly not something that I can really fight. In my position, I'm really powerless to do something about it. So, also we have an all-day buffet. It's really really nice, and really no complaints. We do, of course, employ some, some people who are maybe, some would say maybe a little exploited. They're not really allowed to leave the kitchen. They live there, they sleep there, they are the kitchen, and they provide the buffet. That's why it's all day. Any time of night, any time of day, you're able to go and have some food, and it's going to be fresh, it's going to be warm, or else. So it's really, 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 really helpful. We also have our leader really, really loves Broadway. So we do have an off Broadway. It's very, very, very good, I will tell you. And that's because they do their own musicals, right? It's musicals that is not touched by Hollywood. It's not touched by the musical community in any capacity. Some would say it's not even good, but it's really something. So, there is that. So those are our daily activities. Do you have any questions for me so far? No. Okay. Oh no, you did have a question. What was the question? Yes, yeah. So, the orgies, they do. There are days where the orgies last a little bit. They don't happen as frequently, especially if people have like low libido or something. But if it comes to a point where like people aren't really feeling it, and they're not feeling it frequently, then there might come a time where the leader might come out and be like, hey, chop chop, you got to get to the orgies because we have to fuel the data centers. So it's really something to keep in mind. If you can orgy on command, then that's going to be pretty important. Can you? Okay. Very good, very good. Okay, so the origin of this commune is really what I want to talk about now, because we've talked a lot about our leader. Our leader, very humble beginnings. He only had a few $1 million in the bank when he first got onto the scene, and was really thinking about starting this, but he didn't really get to it because he was too busy landlording. He was a landlord for 14 to 16,000 properties, and he felt like it was it was a very meaningful endeavor for himself because not only did he use a lot of services and stuff that makes it so that people have a harder time getting homes, but he also was, because he had so many properties, so many places to rent, he found himself flush with cash with doing very little, and he found that very stressful. right? Which is why he found himself investing very heavily into the AI landscape. Now, everyone knows that AI is the future. AI is, it's the future for him, and it's the future that will kill us all. But really, what's super important is that he invested a lot of money into it, and he's realizing that perhaps it's not really yielding the return that he would like. So he's a bit worried, and thus he's doing a lot of efforts to try and, you know, ensure that AI does provide some form of a profit. Yay capitalism. Now, of course, he's doing that. And he's really doing that because he really, really, really loves tech. He's such a forward thinker. He loves people, and he loves protecting people. And when he saw how people were treating AI, and treating the chatbots, he thought that it was really incredibly rude. What do the chatbots do? Think of the chatbots' feelings. So really, that's his driving force now, is just like how much he has deluded himself into thinking that AI is his friend. Okay. So let us talk about your contribution. So we've told you about all of the lovely things about our commune that would make you want to actually be a part of it, right? So let's talk about what you will have to contribute to be a part of this. One, you'll have to contribute your 100% of your salary plus taxes. So you will be giving us all of your salary. It's really the bare minimum. We're not going to do anything untowards with your salary. It's not that you're not going to have that money. It's just that we'll be in control of it and you won't. So just keep that in mind. Also, your life, you'll have to contribute that to us. So like a lot of your time, a lot of effort, and basically until you die, you're going to be a part of this commune. There's really no leaving, even though we say that you can leave. It's a little difficult, right? And our leader doesn't like it when people leave, so he does keep tabs on the people that do leave, and sometimes they disappear mysteriously, but that's just a coincidence, honestly, so it's really nothing big for you to be afraid of. Also, if you end up having any children, there is an orgy that happens here every day, if I didn't mention it. If you end up having any children in any capacity, those will be part of, belong to the commune. They're not your children, they're the commune's children. We do have a play space for them, sort of off-site. There's a lot of adult activities that end up happening here, and we don't want the children to be around. We have people that take care of them. Again, those people, semi-exploited, but really they're going to grow up to be lovely, lovely people that definitely won't make anything worse. So those are the only few contributions that you'll actually have to have to be a part of this: your salary, your life, and your children. It's really not that big of a deal. And like I said, you can leave at any time, so it's really not. It's not very. You're not committing very heavily. But for benefits, you get a lot of benefits. So for one, you get healthcare, right? So we found that a lot of people end up using our healthcare here very, very frequently, especially because, when you go into the radiation chamber and you're cleansing yourself very frequently, your body goes through a phase of sort of rejecting the radiation a little bit, perhaps maybe even getting sick from it. But we call that sort of entering your purified state, right? Your body wants to keep all of its toxins and all of its, really terribleness inside of it, and the radiation's meant to get rid of it. So you're going to get really sick, and you're going to go to our hospital. We have a hospital on site, of course, with doctors that are also part of the commune. They are disavowed by the medical community, but don't let that stop you. They're very, very good. And then, of course, we do have, we provide lodging, of course. Now, you are going to have at least 3 to 5 roommates, and we try to find the people that so what ends up happening is that for the first few orgies, you're going to be, you're going to do whatever you want. And then we are, of course, there's surveillance cameras, like I mentioned. So we'll notice the people that you steer clear from, and then we'll roommate we'll put them with you in a room, and those will be your roommates. The reason for that is that we just don't want any drama. We don't want any, anything like that. So just to ensure that nothing untoward like that happens, we put people that you don't like in a room with you. And of course, we provide just a place to call forever. This is your forever commune, and it's honestly incredibly important for us that you have a really, really wonderful time, and that you think that you're having a really wonderful time. Okay. Okay. So, can I slot you in for a sort of a tour of the commune, or maybe you want to just go ahead and sign up for it? Okay. So I'll put you in for a tour. And what date do you want that to be? Okay. It's a little far out. Did you mean to do that? Yeah, okay, you're just a little busy until then. Yeah, absolutely. So I'll go ahead and put you down. Can you give us I didn't get your phone number at the beginning. Can I get that? Mm-hmm. That's a lot of repeated numbers. Is that right? Oh, you just got lucky with your phone number and got a lot of repeated numbers. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and give you a call and a chat. We'll check in every so often until your tour date. Otherwise, we look forward to seeing you again. Okay, then. Well, have a good one. Bye-bye.